Clash Royale.
Oh, we actually got thrown on camera there without any notice, including the Korean commentators too. I don't even know if this is, I don't know if this is actually correct or whatever. But anyways, welcome back, guys. So we are getting back into that game. We didn't know this was going to happen suddenly, but anyways, we're 2-2.
Jumping right back in. We're
going to have the player reveal here pretty soon, I can imagine. And, I mean, everybody's pretty sure it's going to be MyuNgSiK. Especially because everyone in the studio can see that it is him, and they can look at the booth or look at the side and see who's missing.
Yeah.
Actually, two people are missing. Both of them are missing because obviously they're both warming up. So I don't know for sure, to be honest with you guys, if it is MyuNgSiK, but I assume so. I think this is his moment to shine. Like, I think MyuNgSiK could come in here and kill the rest of the team. Like, he can kill Stats and he can kill TY. I think he could absolutely do both.
Yeah, I think he definitely could. He's got the potential for sure. He's taken out Stats before. He's got fantastic PvP. It's the details in his PvP are Tosis. I mean, he'd be pouring over these games just trying to study this guy, but it's still so hard. Players haven't really figured him out yet.
Yeah. All right, guys, let's have that reveal. It is, in fact, MyuNgSiK, the PvP god. If you are underestimating this player right now, you are living in another time. You might be saying, well, Wolf, he's 14-26 overall. He's 0-3. He's been shuffled between so many teams. He must be a problem. He must not be as good as your predictions say he is. But no, if you are voting against this guy right now, you are wrong. He is on fire. He is by far the best he's ever been. He is in his top form. And this is going to be a tough match for Stats. If we had predictions, I would predict for MyuNgSiK right now.
We did it yesterday, man. Me and you, we were the two guys that predicted MyuNgSiK. I think maybe Kanata did as well. But it's so funny to predict against Stats, who in the regular season in PvP, he was 7-1. Okay? He's got such good PvP. I was calling him out as one of the best PvPers in the world, but now MyuNgSiK he's really challenging for that title, and that's exciting.
He really is, and MyuNgSiK is on a tear, a huge winning streak right now. He could just go all the way here and defeat Stats and TY. We'll see if he can do this against Stats in their first match. Down here in the bottom right, it is Stats for KT Rolster.
And his opponent in the top left, in the orange from SK Telecom T1, it is MyuNgSiK.
All right. MyuNgSiK is famous for being a cheeser, first and foremost, and secondly, for being BM on the ladder. He's actually one of the nicest people I've ever talked to for pro gamers. Like, you might think Hero is like the nicest person. He is, basically. But when you talk to MyuNgSiK, he's super down to earth, very kind, always has a smile.
Very genuine is the way I feel,
He's real. But when you hit him on the ladder, he has a bit of a reputation for talking trash, which is actually, in my opinion, totally fine. Everyone can do whatever they want on the ladder. You can say whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. That's just a chat box. It can't hurt you.
Yeah, chat boxes don't judge. But people, though, they do.
They do.
That's why he's got this reputation.
But it doesn't matter how BM you are or what your reputation is. Look at players, champions in players like Naniwa and Idra. In Korea, we don't really have players that are known for being BM, with a few exceptions. For example, like Oreo Man, the Heroes of the Storm player, who then changed his ID to Rich. You have MyuNgSiK as well, kind of known to be a little BM. But I think that's actually a good thing. And we don't have very many of these in Korea. They're usually foreign players that are known to be outspoken like that. But MyuNgSiK is known for being an all-in player who finds different all-ins. He invents all-ins. He reinvents all-ins. He's a player who will fail 2 all-ins to do the 3rd all-in you didn't expect in the same game and then still beat you with it.
Very frustrating to play against.
Yeah, you need to know like what he's doing. You need to scout him. You need to figure out what he's doing. And sometimes even if you scout, you can't really tell. And that's why he's such a powerful player, and it's so hard to play against.
Yeah, it's very, very true. I mean, even down to the very fine details, as I was saying, like hiding a robotics bay in the top right of the map and then hiding your disruptors in the Warp Prism for like 3 minutes until you fight. Now that's not easy. That you really need to think about those small details, because a lesser player, he'll just keep those disruptors out there, and then the opposing player, your opponent, is going to be prepared with splits, maybe blink to snipe those disruptors, you know, a counterplay. But MyuNgSiK doesn't even offer that kind of information to you. So it's really, really fun to watch him and to cast him. I've really enjoyed just, you know, I did his GSL group as well. That was a ton of fun. He got out of that in first place, by the way. Got out of his, you know, his round of 32 group in first place and his round of 16 group in first place.
Did he drop a single map in that round of 16 group? Do you remember? I actually wanted to look this up.
I think one.
Okay. Because I was going to say, if he didn't, he is on a sick winning streak right now.
Even not 100% sure. You can check.
Even losing one set, though, I mean, it's pretty impressive. Just losing the one and having the streak and getting out in first place in both of his groups, getting the higher seed. It's important. Yeah. And let's see how he does here in this match. If he falls, it will be so difficult for SKT to recover. Oh, this is going to be a good shade here for Stats. He's going to get the kill, and in fact, will damage the second one potentially. There's no way for this to actually turn around here. He still has the numbers advantage. And the Stalkers are here. He actually can't stay. He should not be. There's the shade to get the kill. And he's going to lose damage on these Stalkers too. Stats with an excellent trade. This is not a game-winning trade, but it's obviously quite impactful to the early game and control over vision. Scouts that Nexus. Has his own ahead a little bit, like just slightly faster.
Something we didn't really get to see is that MyuNgSiK actually made a gateway at the top of the ramp, and let's see if he does it again. No, he's going to miss it this time. This is really important. You need to get in here and get the scout. This gives Stats a ton of information and even some economy damage here as he takes out one probe. He's going to get a second one.
Could get three. Should get three. Perhaps even more. There's no units here at all. The Stalkers finally come up. But, I mean, realistically, they weren't even needed. Sick damage here, and Stats takes a pretty nice lead here. He also has sentries for follow-up hallucination scouts. He has a fast Warp Prism as well, and I'm wondering what this is going to be for.
And a fast Forge once again.
Is he just going to try to target down more probes with these Adepts, hope the Stalkers are out of position? Because this could work out. I mean, look at the tempo advantage he has. MyuNgSiK is doing the same thing as him, just a little bit slower in every way. And he's just going to drop here. He might even poke down a sentry. Let's see what he commits to. I think
there's no pylon in position here.
Nope.
Actually, he messed that up. He's going to be able to target down a sentry.
He does get the sentry.
And he gets away.
Nicely done. Only losing a little bit of health on one Adept.
Stats is playing such just comfortable, confident PvP.
The fake prism as well. He's going to make it look like there's a prism coming over here. It is scouted by an observer, so he knows it's fake, but...
Nice try, though. I mean, that's pretty cute.
He's like, he comes over here, sees the three Stalkers, he's probably like, are you hacking? What's going on?
Yeah, he knows this is a fake.
God, Stats, he knows what he wants, and he's taken it. I'm pretty impressed. This prism is empty, by the way. And that means that it's not going to be as impactful, at least initially.
He needs to warp in a bunch of Adepts over there. He's only going to commit to 2 for now.
Yeah, looks like just the 2. I think he just picked them up. This time he's going to commit to probes, I'd say. Oh, goes for the sentry. Long distance pickup. Let's get that here. He's got enough units to shut this down as well. Not a single probe goes down. In fact, targets the sentry. Guardian Shield saves it.
Such cute micro back and forth between these two players. As you said, they're doing the same thing. Stats is getting a very slight lead from it. But you can see the supply is now evening up a bit. And this is in part due to the fact that Stats did commit to both the Forge and the +1, whereas MyuNgSiK playing a similar style to his teammate Classic. We see that a lot between certain teams. Their same races oftentimes play very similarly in the matchup.
+1 timing incoming ? He has +1 nearly finished. He's going to have the glaives. He will have Archons and a ton of gates. He may just take a third base and get +2, though, and kind of continue this upgrade path. This is a scout here, and he's like, oh, God, I just saw what happened to my teammate Classic with this upgrade problem. It seems today SK players are forgeless. They're not really feeling the upgrade tech path. And here comes that third Nexus. He also simultaneously, by the way, scouts that there is no third Nexus for MyuNgSiK. He sees that with hallucination, so gets the Nexus and then scouts the lack of a Nexus. And he's trying to find out how many gateways there are, where's the army right now, because he knows that these things are going to be important if he wants to hold his own third. Very easily attacked on this map, by the way, in Protoss versus Protoss.
Now, MyuNgSiK is not out of this game. It looks like he is in a very tough spot. You know, later third base, he's way behind on upgrades. His army is, you know, very similar. Let me actually take a look at the exact units here. Equal on Immortals. It all looks very, very even at this point. But, you know, MyuNgSiK definitely still behind. I was actually thinking maybe he was going to go for Storm, you know, especially after seeing that last game. And the way that Classic used it in the game before that, it definitely does seem like Stats is playing it pretty passively with this kind of upgrade thing. And Storm ignores upgrades, right? You can get in there.
Yeah.
You know, even if he's got the armor, it's not going to be affected by the Storm.
It's flat damage.
Do a nice bit of damage there to just the entire army of Stats, all the Adepts as well that you know he's going to be committing to. But he does not commit to the Storm here. He's just playing a very standard, straight-up PvP, like Classic in that last game.
+2 is finishing. Stats has the bigger army, and he's going to have another warp in soon. He's not really using that third base and has cut probes again, so he's just kind of leading MyuNgSiK to believe that he's making a third, or that he's mining front, when in reality he's not. He's going to use the shade to scout. Similarly, MyuNgSiK is going to do the same with multiple more shades. Attacking here is risky with a defender's advantage, but he has that prism. And, I mean, it's 3 Archons to 2, but twice the Adepts right now for Stats. And he has the +2 attack finishing right now. He's going to go in and go for the main. He's going to commit to this. He's going to have the top of the ramp again, just like the previous set. And that Artosis pylon goes down. Now we can have the concave up here. These Archons are exposed. They're so important. One of them will go down if he targets it.
Nice force shield too, but it's not going to save that Archon. And Stats, he can easily shade out here as well.
Yep, he will. He's not going to get the core again, actually. He could have gotten it both games. Probes are going down. He could be using his second army to kill the third base at the same time, by the way, something he's not doing, but now he's
doing it now. He's doing it now, and he doesn't commit to the shade. Oh, man.
These units are in the prism. He does try to get the Archon drop down there, but they were out of the game for so long. Here's another huge warp in, and Stats is going to finally shade the 3 of these out. He's in better position over here, killing this Nexus. MyuNgSiK is in trouble. He's down on upgrades. He has these Immortals. They're doing some work here. He's trying to defend. He's using these Archons to drop on top of those light Adepts, but he has a better concave. He kills the Archon.
Too. His force fields have been so good in this entire fight, using the buildings of MyuNgSiK against him here.
And that should be it. A huge warp in, and MyuNgSiK will be taken out here. SKT is in big trouble now. Their tournament life on the line. They only have 1 player left, and KT already knows who it is. They can already prepare, and he can't even come to terms with it. His winning streak is broken here, and Stats is showing us some incredible Protoss versus Protoss tonight. Using this upgrade heavy, this forge style with the timing attack, the lack of probes. MyuNgSiK just doesn't want to type out. He's hoping for a miracle.
Yeah. Where's your Storm now? Storm would be pretty nice here, perhaps going for a miracle with that, but it is, of course, too late.
There's the shade forward. Good micro here. I think MyuNgSiK microed better, but it just doesn't matter when you're down in upgrades this much. And your opponent has such a nice concave. And this will do it. GG! KT on match point! And this will be the first time in 2 seasons, if SK loses here, that they will not go to the Grand Finals. They earned their way in the Grand Finals let's talk about this for a second. They earned their way in the Grand Finals in 2014 and 2015 off of points alone. They never had to actually play this part where they have never beaten KT Rolster in an all-kill format before. It has never, ever happened. And tonight, they are 1 game away from continuing that trend. And it's crazy to think that because their round 3 was so weak, it was their 2nd weakest round ever in StarCraft 2 Pro League they've ever done since 2013 when they lost to EGTL, which was the worst round of all time. They had that terrible round. They did not get the direct seed that they wanted into the finals, the one that they got in 2014, the one that they got in 2015. And this could be the first time that you and I commentate a Pro League Grand Finals where SKT is not there. There's 1 game
insanity.
left.
And it's looking like it's going to happen too, unless Dark pulls something out. It has to be Dark, by the way. You know,
there's no one else here.
There were 4 players brought today. 3 of them are gone. There's only 1 left. It's Dark. It's the ace. It's the final boss. Another final boss Zerg here coming to another team, and it's SK Telecom with Dark.
I'm getting chills, man. This is so important right now. Tell your friends SK, by the way, is the sponsor we've had for 3 seasons in a row here. You and I, actually even the SK Planet 2013 Pro League, also SK the sponsor. I mean, it's a huge team, it's a huge name, it's a great sponsor for esports, always has been. It's the most well-funded team, and this could be it for SK for the year. They need to win this and win tomorrow to go to the finals, but they're on their last life. It's one player, it's Dark. We're going to have the reveal soon. We don't need it really because everybody already knows unless they're going to surprise us like someone was hiding. Sue was actually like in the makeup room the whole time. He just like runs out. It's his ceremony entrance.
SKT flag on his back. He's like, yeah, here I come. And he gets popped in game number 6. I'm like, oh man, you guys.
That would be worrisome.
Trolls.
But Stats has shown really specifically strong PvP today. We'll talk a little bit more about this after our short commercial break. We are going to go to one more before we go to potentially our final game.